Because in the end, no one can escape death. And today may be your day to die.
Everything wrong with warning, spoilers, language, gore, boobs, drugs, Final Destination 2.
A bunch of terrifying shit in someone's bedroom in the opening credits of a Final Destination movie cliche.
I was so close to not addressing this one, but you did something that some other YouTubers who mimic the CinemaSins formula do as well. You pointed out a cliche, but the way you described it made it sound too specific to be a cliche. Is it a cliche for a bunch of creepy items to be in a room in a horror movie? Yes. Is it cliche specifically in a Final Destination movie? No. At this point, it's only been done twice in the whole series.
Subtle.
Yeah.
Michael Bolton.
What? This Michael Bolton doesn't even have a picture on IMDb. What do you have against him? Do you think this is the singer Michael Bolton?
Credit card, cell phone, AAA card?
Yeah, it's Daytona, not Somalia.
That's racist.
No.
Road flares, sunblock, mace?
Condoms, whips, chains. Just kidding, Mr. Corman.
Just kidding, we don't use condoms.
Okay, that was kinda funny.
Discount Ma Fratelli.
You're not allowed to call something else a discount. Also, a pointless reference.
Oh yeah, that's real responsible.
Hypocrisy.
Oh god, we're layers deep now. The one doing hypocrisy is accusing others of hypocrisy.
Sitting this guy's parents for naming their kid Rory.
Apologies on B-Movie Tryhard's behalf for anyone watching this video named Rory.
Wasting delicious coffee.
Usually I would send this, because usually it's not anything, but in this case I'm going to assume that he's talking about how the coffee is somewhere other than a cup holder, without a lid, in a moving vehicle.
Scene that would forever change the way we feel about logging trucks, delivered in a gut-churning haze of pink and red splattery goodness. One of the best movie kills ever. Everything about this pileup scene is epic and freaking terrifying.
Yep.
Discount Black Jeff Goldblum.
Stop.
Would you mind telling me what happened?
This embarrassingly obvious expository dialogue cue. Also, shouldn't this kind of questioning be handled by detectives?
It was handled by detectives.
Listen, I know you've gone over all this with Detective Subi. But would you mind telling me what happened?
What if we're all getting that different strokes curse or something?
Somebody get this guy more cocaine.
What?
Eyeshadowing.
Are you kidding me? This is really good foreshadowing. And earlier you sinned the not subtle foreshadowing.
I can only hope that when death comes for me, a song as badass as this one will be playing in the background when it's my time to go. Hell yes, movie. The movie takes the kill scene concept stylized in the first film to a whole new level in this scene. With escalating layers of tension using their trademark misdirection and subversion, it manages to be both terrifying and hilarious at the same time. Removing a sin while I still can, because this movie goes downhill from here. Also, this franchise perhaps doesn't get enough credit for creating a cold, calculating, unstoppable movie villain that is never even seen on screen once, and instilling a fear of ordinary situations, knowing that you could be met with a freak accident at any time, and the sobering reality that even if you know it's coming for you, there's nothing you can do, because in death there are no accidents, and no escapes.
Yep.
Heartless dad watches what basically amounts to torture porn with an earshot of his traumatized daughter.
As far as he knew, his daughter was in her room and couldn't hear the TV.
Unsanitary drug tables.
Yes, because most drug tables where you do cocaine are so clean. He should do cocaine the sanitary way. He wouldn't want to get diseases from using cocaine.
Movie gives away that Clear committed herself voluntarily, spoiling what could otherwise have been a neat reveal about her character in the next scene.
Only if you read the paper. Some people might not have done that. You can't pause the movie while you're in a theater.
How long are they going to keep her locked up like this? Depends on her, I guess. She's voluntary.
Yep, we know.
You know that thing I just said? Imagine if I said it again. Where did this picture come from? Clear didn't know any of these people before Flight 180.
Nobody forced you off the plane. You said you weren't friends with those that were. So, Clear, why did you get off the plane?
The only people she was friends with in this photo are Alex and Carter, and that was after Todd, Billy, and Terry died. So when was this photo taken?
They were my friends.
You said that you die in the order you're originally meant to. But my friends died last in my premonition, not first. Backwards.
Movie completely changes the way death's design works in this film, making an already hard to understand concept damn near impossible.
Can you explain why this specifically is hard to understand?
In my opinion, you're already dead.
This scene does not end with a hair-pulling catfight.
It doesn't have to. Also, did Clear forget about the time her monitor exploded? Isn't the reason why she's in this padded room is so that she doesn't die?
Damn, vengeance. How many times am I gonna have to replace those goddamn windows?
Okay, movie, you win. This shit had me crawling out of my skin and laughing my ass off at the same time.
I agree.
Obligatory sin removal for Tony Todd.
I mean, obviously.
Such fire, you know.
Fire shadowing.
Why is foreshadowing a sin just because it's foreshadowing? We need to make a meme out of this. How come whenever an object is falling on someone in a movie, they don't even try to move?
I'm a cop, remember?
Whatever you say, Officer Shitstain.
What?
Zoom and enhance cliche.
Zoom and enhance is not a cliche. That would be like saying that using a camera is a cliche. The time when Kimberly entered the highway changes from 8:16 in the premonition to 8:24 in reality to 9:12 on Burke's cop camera.
The plate number I can put on an APB. Here we go.
So-called cop abuses his powers to frame an innocent woman for a felony. You're not even wearing your fucking uniform.
Dude, these are desperate times. Especially considering she is also on death's list, as far as they know.
Listen, any word on that white van yet? Okay, well, keep checking.
Check it yourself, you dick.
He's busy safe-proofing the apartment as well as helping others.
I've had it with this douchebag. Dude calls himself a cop but just goes home whenever he feels like it. Shows up to the station for like 20 minutes to do some illegal crooked cop shit, then calls somebody else to follow up on it, risking their career. And he could somehow afford this yuppie-ass condo. They even call him a trust fund cop on the DVD commentary. And he invites the gang back here for this meeting but only has one small couch everyone has to squeeze onto. And he has this weird freaking glass milk bottle and cliche fruit bowl. And his place is rigged with this kayak death contraption. This closet torture chamber, this deadly shit on the walls, and now my cocaine is wearing off and you've officially made me lose my shit, adding 100 sins.
We are taking this step by step.
I've had it with this douchebag. Dude calls himself a cop but just goes home whenever he feels like it. Shows up to the station for like 20 minutes to do some illegal crooked cop shit, then calls somebody else to follow up on it, risking their career.
As far as he knows, there are 7 lives at stake and he's willing to risk his career as well as others to save them.
And he invites the gang back here for this meeting but only has one small couch everyone has to squeeze onto.
He didn't have time to buy a bigger couch.
And he has this weird freaking glass milk bottle and cliche fruit bowl.
He has a fruit bowl? Burn him!
And his place is rigged with this kayak death contraption. This closet torture chamber, this deadly shit on the walls.
Do you think he deliberately placed these items here to be a problem?
Clear cleans up nicely for someone who just got out of the asylum.
Clear looked pretty clean in the asylum. Not every asylum is dirty.
I mean, I've sat here and listened to all your theories and all your stories, and I think it's just all bullshit.
Eugene would be excellent at cinema sins.
Already this is wrong, because whenever Cinema Sins does it, it's still wrong. But this is another level. Eugene is also wrong, and being wrong is an essential part of Cinema Sins for some reason.
We need to safe-proof this death trap.
Acknowledging it's a death trap, but deciding to stay here anyway.
If you safe-proof it, it's no longer a death trap. In this situation, it's better to safe-proof the area you're already in than to leave and risk being killed by literally anything in this case.
What? Even if you don't believe, give this to Nora.
Go give it to herself, you lazy son of a bitch.
Burke is busy safe-proofing the apartment. And Eugene is leaving anyway, so what's the problem here?
I think I see a man with hooks.
Did you guys see that?
He's right.
The phone.
Guy whacked out on drugs is seeing shit and everyone takes him seriously.
They can see it too.
Sign?
Oh my god.
Did you guys see that?
He's right.
The phone.
I know a lot of people find this part of the movie ridiculous, but the way you phrased it made it sound like they were just believing some guy having drug-induced hallucinations.
Movie's biggest surprise is that the guy with hook hands is freaked out by a severed body part.
Of course! Because somebody carrying prosthetic limbs definitely wouldn't be scared by a woman being decapitated right in front of him.
Useless cop does not immediately arrest the suicidal gun-stealing madman.
Burke understands why he reacted like that. Do you really think that he would arrest him in this situation?
Sinning myself for being turned on by this.
That's on you, my dude.
Well, you said she was gonna drive into a lake. How can she if she's in protective custody?
Pissing on the Constitution.
What?
God, I need the car! Sheriff Perry, I need the car!
My van! Take my van!
Just call a friggin' ambulance.
The van or the car is probably closer than an ambulance.
I'm not sure I'm understanding you.
No, too much talking. We've cut back to the same car ride at least 3 times now. I don't even know where the fuck they're going. Death's list is working backwards this time because reasons. Got it, let's move on.
Dude, this is essential exposition. I think the reason you couldn't understand the story earlier is because you weren't paying attention. Whenever they try to explain something, you're just gonna go, exposition! Also, while you were busy complaining about exposition, you forgot to point out a plot hole.
It's not the first time I cheated death. Kid came to school with a knife, killed his teacher. Teacher would have been me. I was transferred to another school 2 days before. Wait. The teacher I replaced. Her name was Val Luton. She was from Mount Abram. She died in an explosion.
If Miss Luton did die on Flight 180, like what was supposed to happen, Eugene still would have been transferred to the same school and not have been killed by the kid with the stabby weapon. So Eugene is not alive because of the Flight 180 survivors, despite what the movie is trying to say.
Could you be a little quieter with that thing, please?
Yeah, sure. I'll just put it on quiet mode.
That would be good.
Quiet but deadly.
Please stop.
Also, this guy rules.
Yep.
This isn't what he meant when he asked for a 3-way.
Kimberly!
Well, what do you see? What are we looking for?
It's not here. This one was different. It was like the van crashing into the lake. I was in a hospital. They were screaming, and a nurse was trying to choke me, and I couldn't see her, but I could see her name tag. It was right in my face. Kalarjian. I think a nurse named Kalarjian was going to try and kill Isabella.
Why is the first conclusion Kimberly comes to is that the doctor is going to murder Isabella?
Hey!
Police business.
No, it really isn't.
It's close enough to police business.
Get your dirty, contaminated asses out of this sterile operating room.
Why do you keep forgetting how high the stakes are? These people are desperately trying to make sure that Isabella will have the baby. They aren't going to be concerned with stuff like this. And considering how far away they are, there's no way they'd be able to contaminate anything.
Had the baby.
It's okay. It's over.
Premature celebration.
Also, did Clear just forget that she's not on the same death list as everyone else? Why does she think that she's safe?
I don't think Isabella was ever supposed to die in that pileup.
So the entire last half of this movie has been for nothing? That's just great, thanks.
Yeah, that was dumb. All this does is add 7 minutes to the movie. This is basically Canto Bite.
I know what I have to do to save us. I have to die.
Protagonist of a Final Destination movie thinks they're a martyr cliche.
Again, too specific to be a cliche. Why doesn't Death do anything to stop Kimberly from killing herself? Death did this earlier with Eugene, and yet even though it's not her turn, Death is just allowing her to drive a van into a lake.
Mr. Bloodworth does not show up to rip out Kimberly's nipple ring with pliers in this scene.
Stop. Why does Kimberly being resuscitated stop Death? Alex was resuscitated in the first movie after this event, and Death killed him with a brick.
character is horrifically obliterated in an unexpected but also kind of hilarious and awesome way in the closing shot of a Final Destination movie cliche.
This is too specific to be a cliche. Don't worry, by the time we get to the third movie, it would have been done enough times to be a cliche. Mikey, I'm about to read you a story.
A story?
Yes, specifically a a Sonic the Hedgehog Final Fantasy crossover written in July of 2008. And
this is gonna be interesting. Oh my god.
And also, I think, okay, I read the whole thing. I'm just gonna summarize it so that we can get through this quicker. But something I find funny about it is the guy who wrote this, it feels like he's kind of an edgelord.
Okay.
Yeah, alright, so for starters, let's have a quick introduction. Now, I'm assuming you know everything about Sonic, or at least everything
Yep.
in 2008, okay? What do you know about Final Destination?
It's a Smash, stage.
Oh, okay, it is a Smash stage. What do you know about the movie?
I don't know anything about it.
Oh, other than the time James Rolfe complained about the title of the fourth movie?
A movie should not be called the same thing unless it's a remake or otherwise unrelated. Oh, wait, sorry. Let me correct myself. The Final Destination. Years from now, who the hell's gonna know the difference? If you're looking for it on DVD, it's gonna be like, which one? Final Destination or The Final Destination? Which one's the first? I already forget.
I guess, yeah.
Right, okay, well, every Final Destination movie, it's about a main character who has a premonition of a tragic accident. In the first movie, it's a plane crash. In the second movie, it's a highway pileup. In the third movie, it's a roller coaster crash. In the fourth movie, it's another pileup. And in the fifth movie, it's a bridge collapse. And before the accident happens, he gets multiple people away from it so that they don't die.
Wow.
But then death comes for them. It sounds really weird if you don't actually see what happens, but just... basically, like, people die in accidents that happen afterwards, like a bus crashing into them, or, like, tripping on a clothesline, resulting in them getting strangled, or being decapitated by an elevator. That happens at some point.
Wow.
Right, and this is a fanfic somebody made in the style of that, and it's really weird. For starters, the accident in this thing, it's a roller coaster crash, like the third movie, and the one who has the premonition is Amy Rose. And also, we're starting the edgelord side of the person who wrote this. Actually, what is his name? By The Dark Has Fallen.
The Dark Has Fallen.
This is such a strange picture we're looking at. Alright, so the people who die... Alright, so the premonition of the accident is in a ride called Hot Shot to Hell. In the movie, it's called Devil's Flight, but here it's called that. And I'm just gonna... Alright, the order of... Okay, how they die... Alright, so what happens is, like, they all die on the roller coaster in the premonition, but then it cuts back... Yeah, but then after Amy dies, she wakes up from the premonition right before the ride starts, still in the seat. But unlike the movies where, like, the same stuff that happened in the premonition also happens in reality, nothing the same happens. Instead, she just kind of freaks out like, oh my god, the roller coaster's about to crash.
I could actually imagine that. I can just imagine Amy being like, oh no, the roller coaster's about to crash!
Yeah, though, weirdly enough, the scene in the movie, it's much stranger, because, like, a fight breaks out, and also there's a bit where the boyfriend of the woman who has the premonition in the movie goes like, oh man, she's freaking out, you know, I should probably get off to calm her down, and the guy working there goes, nobody else gets off this ride! Such a strange world we have. Alright, so Sonic dies, in reality, as well as, I think, Knuckles and Espio. I'd have to reread it, but we're not gonna do that. Yeah, so then, also, here's something else you should know. The person who wrote this, is a Shadow and Amy shipper, because of course he is.
Oh god.
Or she, who knows. Right, so... Then, Shadow and Amy, like, Amy is going to Shadow's apartment after all of this has happened. This is before, like, the funeral with Sonic, and... Okay, I did write down stuff that happens, but all I wrote down was the deaths, because for some reason that's all I cared about, and it's the only interesting thing. And also there's a point where Amy tries to kill herself, more of the edgelord side of this man.
Jesus Christ.
Shadow does some research, and it's like, by the way, other people have had premonitions, and he references a flight called Flight 249, which in the movies it's Flight 180, like the number 180 appears multiple times in the series, and it references survivors who died. The four are an elevator accident, drowning, an explosion, and that's it. We never see these deaths, but, you know. Right, so Vector is the first to go. Now, I'm just gonna skip to the part where he dies, because none of this matters. Now, how he dies is he's in a van, and the van, I'm trying to see if I remember this correctly. The van gets stuck, and the van almost gets hit by and he almost dies from a train hitting the van, but Amy and Shadow save him before that can happen. But then, the train hits the van, causing the van to explode, launching barbed wire at Vector, causing his stomach to get sliced open.
Oh,
yeah, so this is a combination of actually two deaths from the series. One where this kid is decapitated, and another where a guy is split in three by barbed wire. So then they try to save Tails, and then he's like, no, that's not true, you stupid idiots. But then he almost gets killed before they intervene, and something I forgot to explain is how it works in the series and here is that they die in the order they were supposed to die originally. But if you intervene with someone's death, it'll skip them and just move on to the next guy. Yep, so this happens here with Cream, and also, by the way, this person is also a Tails and Cream shipper.
Again.
Yeah, and Cream is crushed by a dryer.
Oh my. Rest in peace, the obnoxious 6-year-old.
Yeah, she's dead. Character, I think Cream's mother, her name is Vanilla, right?
Yeah, her name is Vanilla the Rabbit.
Right, so Vanilla the Rabbit, which we don't see this happen, or at least the main characters don't, but then it gets reported like, yeah, this woman died, and at first they think it's suicide, but then this never happens in any of the movies, but it happens here. Amy touches her dead corpse and psychically sees how she died, and how she died is that she slipped on some water, and trying to clean up the water, she grabbed a rag, but the rag was on top of a block of knives, so the knives fell on her, killing her.
Wow.
Which is actually exactly like Miss Luton's death in the first movie. Yeah, I hope you like spoilers.
Oh my god. Honestly, I actually wonder, what is Sonic and Eggman doing in all of this?
Well, Sonic is dead, and I don't remember if Eggman is ever mentioned. So then they meet this guy who was from the flight, which isn't Flight 180, it's Flight 249, which is a lamer number if you ask me, named Manic. And for some reason, there's a scene where... Wait.
You mean Sonic's brother from Sonic Underground?
Oh my god, that was a thing? I thought this guy just made him up.
Oh my god. Yeah, Sonic Underground is not a good show.
Oh. It's just, all I know about that show is like Joey L. White voices 3 characters, including Sonic.
He voiced all of Sonic's siblings, which is, there's Manic, which I like to call Sonic, and then there's Sonya, which I like to call Girl Sonic. Yep.
Right.
Real White, he literally voiced Sonya. So for those who've been this Jaleel, I mean, for those who've been Sonya, you've been secretly Urkel.
Oh my god. Alright, for some reason there's a scene where Manic sexually assaults Amy, but don't worry, immediately after this he gets hit by a bus. So Shadow and Amy are almost killed by a tornado, but then they aren't, and they don't die for some reason, even though they didn't do anything to cheat death. So then the fanfic just ends. Yeah, it's really dumb. And also there are reviews of it, if you want me to look at some of those.
Oh my god. I wonder what the critics are like.
Alright, Fangirl Cookie 666. This was beautiful. Ole the Hedgehog Fox 84 says, I was enjoying this, sorry, very, very much until you made my favorite character into a psychopath, being manic.
Also, did you know that there is a sequel to Shark Boy and Lava Girl on Netflix?
Yes, I just watched it.
Thoughts on it?
It's dumb.
Of course, it's dumb.
Though, like, Shark Boy isn't played by the same actor, but Lava Girl is, but something weirder is that Shark Boy doesn't have any lines, he never says anything throughout the whole movie.
He literally has the red treatment.
Yeah, so that's a Final Destination Sonic fanfic. It's dumb.
That was the whole thing.
I mean, it was a summary, but it's still pretty dumb. And there's multiple other Final Destination fanfic crossovers. Hang on, just say, like, a random cartoon or something. Maybe it'll be here. Oh, no, Donkey Kong's not here.
But what if he was, though?
What if he was? If he was, I don't know.
Honestly, my favorite line in the Donkey Kong Country series is this one line in Season 2, where he's like, if I ever see you in my territory again, I'm gonna banana slam you like you've never been banana slammed before.
Oh wow, I didn't know other people do the slamming of bananas. Yeah, I'm gonna stop the recording now. Thanks for letting me read this to you.